Alright guys, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about a few different things. First, I want to talk about how I snorkel the 300, as you can see by the title. But also towards the end, I'm going to talk about all the things I've done to it, because I keep getting a lot of questions about that. I wanted to make this video because I just hit 1,000 subscribers, and I want to thank y'all. I want to answer all of y'all's questions, hopefully help some of y'all out that still have some questions. But if you come around here and look, so I've had a small leak for a little bit, and I keep talking about it in my videos and I couldn't figure out where it was at. So I just went ahead and just redid everything on this side of the coupler. And that's why you put that coupler or that boot right there, so that way if you have like anything you need to work on, all you gotta do is break that seal and just untighten that screw, and then you can just take out this side of the snorkel. I mean, take off my seat and I'll show y'all what I've done. Okay, so here's the inside of my airbox now. Redid a few different things. If you watch my first how-to snorkel video, I had I think it was like somehow a 1.5 inch piece that barely ran into the airbox. I'm not exactly sure how I did that, but what you really need to do is you need to like 1.25 inch pop, run it into the airbox about an inch and a half. That's probably about an inch and a half into my airbox. And right here, right on the other side of the airbox, there's a 1.25 to 1.5 inch reducer. So that way, this is just like a 4-inch piece probably, and then on the other side of the airbox right there, it converts over to from 1.25 to 1.5. That's how I convert it from that. But the 1.25 inch pop slides down in there perfect and fits. So what I do with that part is I put 2 45s off of that 1.5 inch and just run it straight, and there's the second 45 and the other one's back in there, and it just basically makes a turn and it comes down to my boot. I wanted to show y'all how I did my crankcase line. There's a T that splits off 2 lines, and this is, I think it just breathes on this end. Well, I just used that T. I drilled a hole into my airbox. You gotta be real careful when you do this. Make sure you do it right. I think what was going on before actually is I didn't seal that off good enough. I might not have sealed off from that boot good enough, and that's what was causing my leak. But now I've redone it. So that's how I did that side of my snorkel. And I've always put electric grease on the lid, but I hate touching it because it gets so messy. But from that side of the coupler, still 1.5 inch, comes to a 90, a straight 90, comes up to a short piece right there, and then a 90, and runs up to my coupler. I've had to redo this part of my snorkel so many times because I couldn't get it right. This is probably the best design I've had. So it goes from 1.5 inch to this plastic coupling. I wouldn't buy the rubber one because it shakes too much. If you get the plastic one and you glue it in there, it should stay. You want to convert it below your plastics, so that way it just runs straight into my homemade bracket I made. It's just U-bolts, clamp, and it just runs all the way up. It's my 2-inch high lifter snorkel tip. That's how I did my snorkel part. And all my vent lines, they're in my old video, but I guess I'll go over them too, just that way it's in this video too. But basically, what I did for my crankcase is just took the right size hose. I don't remember what size it is, but you can look it up and find it pretty easily. And looped it around a few times. I've already showed y'all how I hooked that up and ran it into my airbox. Alright, so now I'm going to go over the vent lines. So basically, a transfer case, rear diff, front diff, carburetor, gas cap vent line. That's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the crankcase. I'm pretty sure on like the original OEM carburetors, it's just 1 vent line. How I've got mine. If you bought a Chinese one or like one off of Amazon, I think it might have 2. I'm pretty sure that's why Braden Price Sunk is. Anyways, everyone's got an overflow. What I recommend doing is getting 1 or 2 one-way check valves and putting them on the bottom. That way gas can flood out of the carb if it's float sticking or anything, but that way water can't get up in there and mess up your carburetor. So that's what I've done, and it's worked pretty good so far. If you don't do that, mainly if you miss your carburetor vent lines, either of them probably will cut off pretty fast and it'll be bad for your carburetor. So that's the 2 you really gotta worry about. That probably wraps it up, mainly for the snorkel part. Not a whole lot to it, but if you follow those steps and you make sure just to take time and effort and seal everything off right and make sure you ran everything, you should be fine. One of the main questions I get asked a lot is like my setup. How do I not scrub? And like, do I have a lift? So these are 28 by 9 by 14 BKTs. 28-inch tire, 9 wide, and 14-inch rim. And I love the BKTs. Everyone always asks me about them. Water riding like I do mainly, they do perfect for me. And they don't float. If you're looking for something for water riding, I definitely go with BKTs. Harness Cord sent me this mud strap, this pull strap, and there's my sticker and his sticker. But I love this thing. I haven't really used it that much yet. And my mud strap, it's from him too. You can check him out. And another thing I did for my lighting setup is my lock bar and my headlights. It was under like $100 for both of them, like my potting setup, so I think it was worth it. Also, me and my dad were real careful about how we went about this, but we drilled a hole into the cover right here that was perfect size for this switch for my light bar. It just fits. That's my switch for my light bar. Now my headlights burn whenever I turn on my headlight switch, and then the light bar burns according to if you got that off or if you got it on. I haven't done anything suspension wise. I haven't lifted it. I was gonna get 420 shocks, but I'm saving my money right now for my truck. Lastly, the big question I get asked, how did I do my bracket? It's a common plate, sheet of aluminum, then drill out the holes to go right over my racks, right over these, and 1 and 2 on each side through, and then we got another bracket to go on top of it, right there, and it goes all the way around, and it keeps it pretty sturdy. I mean, it ain't going anywhere. All turned out really nice. I'm really having fun with this build, and I hope y'all really like it. I mean, I'm so thankful for 1,000 subscribers. Comment if y'all got any questions, because I'm glad to help. I don't know if this was the best video explaining everything, but I hope it helped some of y'all. And as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next one.